background. This is going to be very, very thumbnail. There's a huge amount of detail, of course, being left out to try to cover thousands of years of philosophy in just a few minutes. But nevertheless, I want to start thinking about what philosophy is really at its core all about. So if you had to put in a nutshell what philosophy is really all about, how would you do it? What is philosophy? And what you might say are main problems of philosophy? Now, I'm not talking about the detailed stuff, right? I'm talking about this big picture. In the broadest sense, what's philosophy all about?
What do we know?
Ooh, good. What do we know? What else?
Inquisitivity.
Say it again.
Inquisitivity.
Inquisitivity. Okay, asking deep questions, asking big questions. What else?
How we know what we know.
How we know what we know. Good. You guys are very epistemologically oriented, I see. And the theory of knowledge is one of the central questions of philosophy, no doubt about it. What else?
What we ought to do.
Good. What we ought to do. Ethics. We're actually in this course going to have very little to say about that. We're going to concentrate on the other parts of philosophy. There's a huge amount that goes on with respect to ethics in the 20th century. And we'll occasionally allude to it, but it's independent enough from some other things that we're not going to spend a huge amount of time on. Other things that are core questions. Well, here's a very broad way of thinking about it, okay? All of the things we've mentioned, how you know what you can know, how you know, what you ought to do, and you might say the basic question of metaphysics, what there is, okay, is really all about, in some sense, the connection between the mind and the world. It's all about the connection between our thoughts and reality. And so I'm going to draw you a little picture of that. Let me give you a picture, first of all, of a typical person. I studied drawing and painting for a year to get this good. There. Okay, imagine that that's you, right? And now I want to blow up what's inside your mind. So let's have this little cartoon bubble. And there's your mind, okay? Now, suppose you have a thought. I don't know how to draw a thought exactly, but imagine it's something like a little electrical charge in this mind. So we've got this little zap here. And I don't know, what are you thinking about? Suppose we've got something very simple, like, for example, a triangle. And you're looking at the triangle, and you're saying, that's a triangle. So we might think this thought has a content. We could draw it maybe this way. That's a triangle. And now, right away we might think, well, what's the